What up, everyone? I'm excited. I love this stuff. Fresh case. All right. Let's pull this box up and rip it. I love it. Fresh case, Bowman U. I figured since we're waiting a while here in June until June for new stuff to come out. Mowing behind. Oh, you were supposed to be done at 9, Jamie. They're keeping you out late. Oh yeah, it's 9 your time. You are it's 9:45 here, so you got a couple hours left. So yeah, so listen, I have a 25 spot Tuesday break dropping tomorrow. You can kind of see it in the background, but listen, it's got Ultimate, it's got Valiant with a graded card, it's got Classics H2, and it's got that red, white, and blue leaf metal where the cards are all super short print. And now that was from a case a while ago that we had, and we've yet to pull one of the big name QBs out of it. So just a heads up on that. But the Fields Redemption and Bowman. Dude, listen, we don't share that stuff on our page unless it has directly affected, one of our close, someone close to us. But I've always said, trust the people you go with. That was pretty blatant. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you'll see it on another page. But the best thing I saw was that sleight of hand. And if you know anything about me, I wanted to be a magician when I was younger, right? And I tried all these tricks. Awful. I have no sleight of hand at all. I wish I did, because I envy people. Like, I watched, when I taught elementary school, there was always a day we'd have the safety officer come in, but he was a magician. So he taught all the safety things using these puppet. He was a ventriloquist and magician. I swear on my life, I was front row sitting with the kids, watching him, trying to see what he did. I've always loved magicians, and I can never do it. Oh, that makes sense, doesn't it, Chris? So yeah. So you know what doesn't make sense? That's a really big group. They make a lot of money. They get a ton of allocations. They make a ton of money. Why are they stealing redemptions? I'm never justifying it for anyone, but if you're this little tiny dude and you're hard up and you have inventory and you're man, I gotta pay the bills. All right, whatever. You don't justify it. You're I get it. They were hard up. These guys literally make millions of dollars doing breaks. I know this. And I'm what? Why? I'll never understand it. Stroud and Ritter. Hey, there we go. Right off the bat, Chris Olive. Chris going out to Jamie Hitman Hunter. There you go. Todd still has everyone's. And he still breaks and he still sells on eBay. It's ridiculous, man. And he blocks anyone. He blocks me. He blocks anyone that says anything. It's insane. It's absurd. You think you know. You think you know someone. Sam Howell, Tyler Batty, Marvin Mims. Trust me, he took money from me. I assure you that. Spencer Rattler, Jerome Ford out of 150. That's why, and no offense, I've let Chris do it. Chris is the first one I've ever let break on our page, right? I don't think there's ever been anything else. Todd went off and did his own thing. He wanted to do it on our page, and I was like, nope, not cool with that. So he went off on his own and did his own thing, and that's right there is why I don't do it. Now, obviously, Chris has been with us for a very long time. Chris has always been good to you guys, and usually he just jumps in when I'm on vacation or something. Matt Coral, come on over, dude. Sean Clifford, Derek Stingley, Kenneth Walker, Derek King, and there we go. Jalen Watson out of 199 with the wave or the lava. Jalen Watson, that's going to be going out to Andrew Holmes. There you go, Andrew. Who said about Scott? Jason and I were talking about that whole situation with that breaker, and he said, you know, this very well could be an instance where they hired guys to break because they didn't need to anymore, right? They're making so much money, and they hired a dude they thought they could trust, and he thought he was sneaky. And you know what? You could find out tomorrow they fired that guy. They had no idea. They refund everyone's break. I don't know that it fixes anything. That's why you have to be very careful, Chris, who you let associate with your page. No, I know Chris is good. Zach Evans. You know, it's sad. They may have not known that he was up to these antics, but I don't know anything about it. He might be one of the owners. I don't know. Bo Nix. Dude, I'm crushing it. Josh Calkins, I'm down 15 pounds, buddy. Bryce Young. Golden Boy, Bo Nix. Karis Jackson. Shamiri Dyke. Hank Bachmeyer. And there's a Tailua for you. There's only one thing I don't like about when Chris breaks. He doesn't show his face. I want a camera on Chris when he breaks. A big group. It was one of the owners. Are you sure? I didn't read anything, but I mean, I didn't even watch the video. I saw like screen grabs of it, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And then Jason was like, listen, I have. Well, you know what I said to Jason? I said, it's sad because guys are realizing that bad press is good press sometimes. Look what those guys did with the Kaboom card, and they're busier than ever. It's like, we were talking about the guys that flipped out like Leaf, the cases, pull out the hits, and then just idiots. It's obviously people that aren't interested in the hobby. They're money makers, you know, which is a lot of these bigger breakers. Very few of them interested in the hobby itself. We're obviously hobby. I mean, look, we pulled enough banger cards here, and you see how excited I get pulling it for people. I can't imagine like waking up the next day being like, yeah, I got this card because I stole it from somebody. It's just a different. I don't know. I can't imagine being happy about it. Justin Ross, Harrison Bailey, Mackenzie Melton, and there's a Josh Downs for his Bowman. Tyler Shuck, Toatua, Mike Harley, Nick Starkle, McCarthy, Desmond Ritter. Oh, so I'll pull that one out. And there is a Desmond Ritter Invicta. And there we go. Got yourself a Kenny Pickett there. Kenny Pickett first. Sam Howell, Sean Clifford, Bijan Robinson. Hey, there we go. Green Wave. And I can't believe how much some of these cards are selling for. I mean, I can. He'll put his shoes on camera. I know. He's like, he's the sneaker breaker. Spencer Rattler. So, Scott messaged me today. Scott got a package. It was a little dinged up from UPS. This is a perfect example. And Scott, I haven't heard an answer back from him why that like extra paper was on it and you didn't get a note, get dinged up. But one of the conversations Scott and I had was about top loader size. So one of the things that's important to me is making sure we have the right like supplies here. Obviously we have standard top loaders, 59 point, 108 point, 135 point, or 130 point, whatever you get depending on its BCW. We also have 180, 220, 300, going on and on and on. So sometimes, you know, like this one doesn't fit. Sometimes the next one up's slightly too big. I mean, this isn't too big, but it's obviously, I wish there was one in between. There is no in between for this. So unfortunately, sometimes they're a hair big, but we had the conversation about that too. So if there ever seems like it's a little bit too big in a top loader, obviously we put them all in team bags and stuff too. But I just want to tell you, like, we do our best to make sure we do have the correct top loader size for all the cards. That's why I have my little top loader holder thing here with all our top loaders, like 6 different sizes. And mag cases and stickers. We try. James Cook, Marvin Mims, Brandon Peters. There's a Nick Starkle Invicta. Malik Cunningham, John Mechie, Chris Rodriguez, first Bowman with the etch. Cade Otten, Tolbert, Bryce Young, Keyshawn Boot, and Jalen Weidermeyer. Properly trimmed nails. Probably bit in the last couple days, man. I got a manicure one time, and the lady goes, "Oh, don't bite your nails." I'm like, "What? How can?" She's like, "Your nails are horrible. Don't do that." I guess she was so mad that I bit my nails so badly, so poorly. Jamie, you did, I believe. Didn't Jamie hit the Chris Olave? Wasn't that him? Just put it in a cereal box. Put like 300 cards in a cereal box. I've seen guys do that, and then they ship it in the cereal box. Like, yeah, I've seen some shipping stories. You know, listen though, for real, when I was collecting cards and eBay was around, this was way, way, way before like breaks and all that. I remember, like, man, it was like, had to be early 2000s, buying cards, and there was no tracking. Everything got sent to you in a plain white mailer. Like, I remember getting white envelopes with like a top loader in it, and that was the card I bought. Like, that's how we mailed it out too. Like, we wrote the name on the envelope. Like, that was the thing. That's right. That's what it is. It's my Monopoly bank, my top loader bank over here. It's exactly what it's like. That was part of the game. I always like to be the banker. Maybe it's a control thing. I don't know. Thank you guys for jumping in. I was excited to rip this. I thought we'd feel a little faster, but you know, it's we got to rip it. That's what's important. But also, again, Tuesday 25 dropping tomorrow. $25 a spot. It does have that red, white, and blue Classics H2, which I love. So it's got 15 autos plus a lot of numbered parallels from that H2. Well, Calkins, you weren't around when I used to use Scotch tape when I first started. Was anyone here around when I used Scotch tape? I didn't know any better. That was early 2018. And we thought we were doing a service by taping the packages shut. Not on the top loaders, but on the packages. Well, yeah, like I told Scott Calkins, I can't help if USPS runs over a package. I mean, and everyone knows that. You can't help. But I mean, it is sad that they like put a label, like a different label on it, and then there's clearly tire tracks on it, and it's like, and we took care of Scott and everything, but it was just like, what the heck? Put a note with it. Like, I've gotten packages that says this package was damaged during delivery, and then they'll like put a little note with it so that you know that it was. Sam Williams, John Mechie, Malik Cunningham. Hey, and there's a Malik Cunningham Invicta. Curious Jackson, Desmond Ritter, and we got an RJ Sneed purple here, not numbered. I don't understand why those ones aren't numbered. See, I used to use Scotch tape, and people got, like, I forget who it was, but I got a thing that one day, probably with Scott. It was like, can you stop using so much Scotch tape? I was like, what? They're like, someone sent a picture or a video, and they're like, this is how hard I've been working on this for like 45 minutes. It is, you know, you live and learn. If I could go back and do a lot of things different. We used to print out every label and cut it. We used to get 2 to a sheet, and we'd hand cut them out on regular printer. Obviously, we've learned to use thermal and stuff like that. CJ Stroud, Skylar Thompson. There's a Sam Howell and a Stroud. Dylan Gabriel, Raheem Jarrett. And here we go. We got something coming up. It is going to be a Justin Ross green etch out of 99. Justin Ross going out to Stan K. There you go, Stan. These cards are so beautiful. I told Jason today, I said, you know, this Bowman U, I have a weird feeling because they are going to get licensed here eventually. And I just have a weird feeling this inaugural year, even though this year's not licensed, if any of these quarterbacks take off or these players take off, these cards are going to be valuable. Because if it's technically their first, regardless if it was in a licensed pro uni or not, it's going to be their first Bowman. And, you know, obviously if you know first Bowmans, that's the one that, yeah, Scott, those aren't, if they're marked 3/4 inch or thicker, they're not supposed to go through that, like, the machine. They're supposed to go on a belt, but not through a machine. Do you know what I mean? It does take forever, Tyler. I did it for so long. I still have to do it for international packages, and when I do, I'm like, ugh. Yeah, that Ross is nice. CJ Stroud, and there's a Tyler Shuck Invictica. I think that's what they're called. Graham Mertz, and Jalen Watson Etch. Jake Yerner, Bijan Robinson. Do you see he got like a big car deal? Got like a Lambo or something, right? And there's a Chris Rodriguez. Chris Rodriguez going out to Seb. There you go, Seb. Chris Rodriguez. Yeah, I tell everyone that, Chris. They're like, oh, they're so expensive. I'm like, just hear me out. Listen to me on this one. If you're shipping more than 20 packages a month, it will pay for itself. And it's just the convenience of it. Like, it's one of those things where, you know, I could ride my bike to work and I'd be fine, but it's a lot faster if I hop in the car and get there. Peyton Thorne, Jerome Ford, and look at that out of 99. Malik Cunningham. There we go. Going out to Stan K out of 99. So a thermal printer is a label printer. It's probably the same thing. A thermal one just doesn't use ink. It uses heat, and you have to buy the thermal labels with it. Or if you have a very nice UPS, sometimes they'll give them to you. They did for me for a while, but they obviously stopped. Kenny Pickett, when like COVID hit, they had such a shortage. Majah Sanders, Kennedy Brooks, Tyler Freifogel, Dylan Gabriel, and there's a Bryce Young. Thermal underwear is a great decision in Buffalo games. Yeah, Tyler, just get a thermal one. I use one called Rollo, Rollo. I mean, you can get cheaper ones. I love this one. It's like a smart read. You can use any labels. You don't have to buy Dyson labels or whatever, you know, whatever the brand is. They used to be a lot cheaper. When I got my first one, it was like 120. I had to buy a second one because my first one started acting up after a couple of years, and I use it hard. That one was the same one, but it was like 180. And the labels are like, oh, I don't know, maybe $10 a roll. You get like 200 of them. You have to get thermal labels. Tyler, I can send you a link, and then obviously it will say customers who bought this also like this if you go to Amazon. I saw that, James. Breeze coming back. I just, part of me wonders if like the Brady deal rubbed him the wrong way or something. I don't know. Is he just missing football that much? All right, Tyler, message me real quick so I don't forget when I get off. Just say link or something or whatever, just so I remember. Brian Robinson, Malik Willis, Spencer Rattler, first Bowman Chrome, Mackenzie Melton. There's a Bryce Young, Tyler Shuck, James Cook, go Bills, Penix, Grayson McCall, R.J. Sneed, and there's a Sam Williams out of 150. There we go. Sam Williams, purple out of 150. See, I don't like... Yeah, you always wonder, you know, those guys want to come back. Did you see AB tweeted out today? He said, I just want to retire a Steeler. Like, what the heck is going on with that dude? All right, we got the Kenny Pickett, McCarthy, Deuce Vaughn, and Blake Corum, Sam Howell, Sean Clifford, Justin Ross, and Matt Corral, Chris Olave, Harrison Bailey, Mike Harley, Jadon Hasselwood, Josh Downs, and Zach Evans. We got Rodriguez, Bijan, Dalton Kincaid, and DJ, Connor Bazelak, and there's an Ahmad Gardner Chrome, a Spencer Rattler, Freifogel, Robinson, Olave, Sam Howell, and Ahmad Gardner to close it out. All right, we'll do a quick recap, and I appreciate you all jumping in. I've heard it's just like a lot of the base. But again, I didn't rip any. I don't know how much color there is in it. To me, for the price difference of the retail and the hobby, I would just pony up and get a box of the hobby. There's some things where it's just not worth, you know, sometimes you want to go up, sometimes it's just worth going down. Like Top Series 1 baseball, I felt like it was just as good buying retail. Bowman, maybe retail because there is a big price discrepancy that you just couldn't afford the hobby. Bunch of sleeved up stuff here. All right, we got a Rattler first chrome. Sam Williams out of 150. Shuck Invictica. Jalen Watson etch. And Justin Ross out of 99. What is the break setup in the pick? Oh, that's for tomorrow. It's a Tuesday 25. $25 a spot. It's got 15 autos. One of those boxes is red, white, and blue, which means they're all super short print. Malik Cunningham, RJ Sneed, purple. Nick Starkel, Chris Rodriguez, first chrome etch. Desmond Ritter, Invictica. Spencer Rattler out of 99. And Jerome Ford out of 150. Drops at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, Calkins. Eastern time. Malik Cunningham out of 99. Chris Rodriguez. We got the Jalen Watson out of 199. The Lava. And the Olave first chrome auto. That's all she wrote for tonight. If this had filled earlier, I was going to post that tonight. But hey, it turned into a late night mixer into a Tuesday morning 25. So we'll get this sorted up. This will go out with the next ship this week. We did not ship yet this week, so obviously this will get out with it. Everything up to the day we ship, the night before we ship, gets put in ships. So, all right. What if Antonio Brown and Drew Brees came back and played together? I think that's just about as likely for that to happen as either of them coming back. I don't think either of them are coming back. He wants to coach and stuff. Y'all have a good night. I'll see you in the AM. No picket autos. Hoping we're due for one. But all right, deuces, fam.